Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I am today in the home office. I hope you're doing well. It is a beautiful Tuesday here in Ligonier, and I just got home. I was at the cottage pretty much all day. Well, first, the day started out with me doing some mowing. It was cooler earlier today. It did drop down into like the 60s last night, which was nice. It's supposed to do it again tonight. It's supposed to be like 62. It might have even gone down into the high 50s last night, I think. So I had all the windows open in the house. It was so nice. And so I got up and I did some mowing today. I also, I did some things around the house, had to do a few odds and ends here at the house, and then did some laundry. And there's a few things I trimmed outside. So tried to get a little bit done outside before the day got too hot. And then I had to go pick up prescriptions for myself, and then also drop things off at the post office. I sent out a bunch of packages. I did more packages, mostly shipping again today, all afternoon. And something was telling me for some reason that I needed to come home. And I don't know why, but I'm trying to learn to trust that when things, are in your head. And I was trying to rush to finish up a package here at the end of the day for somebody. And things were just not happening. Things, there was one thing I left here at the house, and something else was there too, that it just was telling me like, and I had this pressure in my brain to go home. And I don't know why. So I kind of packed everything up. I stayed even a little bit longer, but then I figured I can't finish this, so I'm going to just go home anyway. And I went home, and everything seems to be fine. But I always worry if things are okay with the cats and all that. Like, we took all the strings away, so they're not going to be choking on strings hopefully anymore, but you never know what they get into. So I came home. Thankfully, everything's fine though, and all is good, and everything's okay. But that's why I'm doing this here from the house tonight. I was going to do it from the cottage, and something was just really pushing me to come home. So I did. And I don't know if that solved anything or made anything not happen that might have happened, but I'm here. It's kind of nice, though, to be in for the night. Doing them from the cottage can sometimes make it an extra long night for some reason, even though I'm still awake. It doesn't change that we're still awake. We're still doing things. But, sometimes it's just nice to be home. So I'm home doing this from the office. I have some new things from Harry tonight. Harry Wood Ceramic. So we're going to be taking a look at some of those. Thank you to Harry for sending us some new things. And I'm going to intersperse other things in all of that too. So it's not just a Harry night, but there is a lot of stuff here from Harry and new things, and I hope you like them. Yeah, I say a lot. I just realized how much I say like the other day. So I'm trying to say it less, but that is not particularly easy to get rid of. Let's see. Now I'm going to change it. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Susan is here. Hello, Susan. Angela is here. Hello, Angela. Kimberly says, oh my goodness, I'm late again. I just started. I was a little late. So I literally, we've been going for 8 minutes, but I think I've only been here probably for like 4. So you're not really late. Not at all. I just did it again. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please hit that share. I did not get a banner put out earlier today, and I'm kind of glad, like, even though I'm still doing random stuff, I wasn't sure what I was going to do all day, and I kind of had that in the back of my mind. And I knew that there were things from home, but I was like, I'm going to do it from the cottage because I have more there. And then once I got that in my head that I was supposed to, for some reason, go home, I did that. And so Luckily I had Harry's new stuff still here at the house, and I've got a lot of stuff here in the office for sure. And I know that even if you watch every single one of these lives, you're not watching all the time. So there's going to be stuff probably you haven't seen, and that's good. I like to, I don't like to bore people, um, because, sometimes we show the same things here and there. I mean, we have to. We can't. I'm not going to not, right? Show them once and then forever never see them again. It's not quite how things work. But we try not to show too many of the same things too often. And so we kind of cycle through things. I will usually look up lot numbers to see what date we did them. And if it's too close in the date, I'm not going to do them again. I do randomly select from various lots. Like, we never repeat the exact same night. And I think that's a good thing. But we do try to keep that in mind so we don't wear everybody out. But I also know that many of you watch these every night, and there's not any way you can possibly remember what all we've done, because I will look in bags. It's our stuff. And I will look in bags and be like, I don't remember ever showing that. So I know that it's okay. But so I do have stuff here. I have a big box of stuff that I'm going to pull from. If you are watching this and you've sent me an email today and I've not replied to you, I have a few of them I see that popped up kind of later in the day today. I'm sorry. I checked my mail after only up until a certain point today, and then I have been shipping all day. So that's only working in the invoicing system and the shipping system. So that's pretty much where I've been all day long. So I just was seeing some emails pop in, so that's no problem. But I'll get to you. Whew, yeah, I'm a little bit, because I just kind of rushed home. Like I said, I had something in my brain telling me, you need to go home, and it started really pressuring me. Like, toward the end, like I said, I was trying to get someone's order together, and because I wanted to get that last order out. It was like I had that in my head. Like, I had a certain amount and certain people I wanted to get out today, and I thought I was going to get all of them out that I wanted to. I was down to the last one, and I was missing one thing that I believe is here at the house. And sometimes that happens. They go missing. Not missing. They get put over here instead of getting to the cottage. And I was like, ah. And so and I kept trying to work it, like kept trying to, I can figure this out. I probably have something here. There's probably another one here. I could look through and something kept saying, go home, go home, go home. So here I am. And like I said, I just kind of sat down and just kind of walked in the door. I walked in the door. I opened some of the windows up because it's starting to cool down here. And the cats love it when the windows are open. Barnaby and Gilbert got to go out today. Yes, while I was mowing. They like to go out. The boys go out while I'm mowing. The mower doesn't scare them, and they pretty much stay on the porch anytime I'm mowing. They'll wander around a little bit, but they don't get in the way of the mower. And so they get to go out. The poor girls, they did not get to go out today. So I'm going to have to make some time tomorrow morning to take them out. But we'll make sure they get out a little bit. But yeah, it's been a beautiful day. It got up into the 80s today here, and so it got a little bit hot in the mid-afternoon. But I stopped at the Amish stand. The Amish set up a little farmers market on Tuesdays. And so I stopped there and I picked up a few things. I got some dozen ears of corn. I got 2 zucchinis, and I got some peaches. So that's probably going to be some of my dinner tonight. I've been really, really, really hungry for corn on the cob, and I don't know how their corn is yet. It's a little early, I think, for corn. Yeah, because I guess some corn grows at different rates, but my grandfather always used to say that the field should be knee high by the 4th of July. And so it's only July 22nd, and they have had corn for I think 2 weeks now. So I don't know how the corn is, but I'm excited to try it and see. I don't know what variety it is either, but um, it's usually, I think they usually do it's like a yellow, kind of silver yellow mix is what they often have, but I'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited for it. The only thing that would make it better is if I had gotten some watermelon, because I've been craving some watermelon. But yeah, my mom got me. She picked me up some groceries, and very thankful for that because I have not had time to go out and go grocery shopping. And when Andrew's away, I often eat like a college student or a high school student. I think the one night, what did I have the one night? Um, it was really kind of pathetic, but it hit the spot. Uh, I had, what did I make? I had sauerkraut, just sauerkraut by itself, which I love, but it's not the most filling thing in the world. But I had some sauerkraut, and I did have something else, not with it, but in addition to it. But that was like all I ate. And I've been known to like buy just ramen and just eat that. And the one night, what else did I have? My mom did get me, which I forgot how much I like. She got me some crushed pineapple and cottage cheese. Now, I don't know if you've ever eaten pineapple and cottage cheese together, but it is delicious. Um, so I had that for like 2 nights. I split that up over 2 nights, and that's not the only thing I ate, but the one night it was the majority of what I ate for dinner. So I'm very you know, now last night I had some spaghetti. I made some spaghetti. I had a good meal. I had macaroni and cheese one night. She got me these I forget the brand name. I can't remember, but they're supposed to be side dishes. They're big. They're like this big, and they're microwavable. One was mac and cheese, and one was a cheesy potato, mashed potatoes. And I kind of, one night I had potatoes, the mashed potatoes for dinner, and one night I had the mac and cheese. I should have used them as sides for something, but usually when I'm the only one here and I'm running things and I don't have Andrew for help, usually I do the easiest thing for dinner. And so that is usually not making too much that needs to be cooked. So yeah. The potatoes went in the microwave, the mac and cheese went in the microwave for a few minutes, done, dinner. Kimberly says, I'm about to start some spaghetti here since the hubby is out of town. See, spaghetti's easy, right? Spaghetti's easy. I have spaghetti that I could make. I don't know what I'm going to have tonight. My mom got me some kind of, I think, rice kind of things. Some like, they're frozen, but they're like rice and stir fry veggies. So I might make a mini stir fry or something and throw in some of the zucchini that I got today. We'll see. That could be good. I might do that. She also got me some Impossible Burger meat. So I could make burgers. The other day, I made just tomato sandwich, tomato and cheese and mayo. Tomato, American cheese, and mayo. And that was for lunch yesterday, I think. And boy, did that hit the spot. I've not had a tomato sandwich all summer, and I love tomatoes, and it was so good. It was so good. And I wanted to eat like 3 of them, but I was pressured for time, so I had 1. So I might actually make those tonight for dinner with some corn. That sounds really good. Tomato sandwiches and corn on the cob. That might be dinner. Susie says, tonight is ramen noodles with veggies and a poached egg. That sounds good. I've not poached an egg in I don't know how long. I used to love poached eggs, but I've not poached an egg in many, many years. We were doing like we had a thing like somehow we were doing poached eggs in the microwave at one point. We didn't have one of those little egg poacher things. You can buy those for the microwave, but somehow we were doing, I can't remember now. Susan says, I live alone. I understand the not cooking so much approach to eating. Yeah, I like to cook, but when I'm so busy, that's the last, I, I have not made dinner yet. So I will not make dinner until after the live, after I do the spreadsheet, after I do the sorting and the invoicing of all the lots. So that's when I start dinner. And that's usually around midnight. Usually midnight is when I'm finished with all the stuff for the live. Sometimes it's 11:30, and then I do my Duolingo, and then it's like midnight. So, yeah, I don't feel like cooking at that point usually, and I'm usually up for another 2 to 3 hours. I've been trying to be better about going to bed a little earlier, but I still don't want to spend the rest of the night that I have cooking because I'm hungry by that time. I want to eat. Kimberly says, it really is easy, but the sauce upsets hubby's stomach, so I can only make it when he is out of town. I get that because Andrew also has problems with tomato sauce sometimes. So he has to have the Tums oftentimes before he eats spaghetti. So we have cut way back on our making of spaghetti. It used to be something we did quite often, lasagna, spaghettis, red sauce stuff. And we've cut way back on it because it does upset his stomach. And I feel guilty because usually that's one of the things that I kind of make when he's been busy and he's not cooking and I'm cooking. Because we try and share some of that time. He definitely cooks more than I do, but we try and share some of that as much as we can. And he, it's one of those things that I kind of make a lot, and so I can't do it anymore. So, as much anyway. But he takes Tums and he's usually okay, but you don't want to keep pushing that, right? Because there's a reason you're reacting to it that way. You don't want to overdo it. So I get that. Sue says, I just crack the egg on top of the noodles a minute or so before they are done. That's good. That works, right? Kimberly says, I will eat toast for dinner if I am home alone. We don't have a toaster oven. We don't have the push-down toaster oven. We don't have an open toaster oven. We have many toaster ovens, but they're all made for craft. They are all used for polymer clay or now mostly powder coating. So, sorry, everybody. That just snuck out. It's one of those days. Yeah, so we don't actually have a toaster oven for food. So I very rarely toast anything. And if we do, I hate turning on the big oven to toast. So I will toast bread in a skillet. We do sometimes do that. But toast is probably something that I would eat a lot of when I'm home alone, because we have all these different kinds of jellies and jams. And it's like everywhere we go, we collect a new jelly or jam. And so we have a lot of them, but we barely ever eat them because what do you eat that on? Mostly toast. You can do peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but mostly toast. And so I just don't toast anything or toast bread, because it's either turning on the big oven, and who wants to do that in the summer, unless you're really making something just for toast? No. And then to sit over a pan and toast bread, it just seems so weird. I don't know. So, but it is something I would eat probably a lot of, actually, when I'm home alone. The boys are home, so I'm making a meal. Nice. Angela says, I pulled my cowrie shell beads, the slices from last night. The earrings look quite luxe. Nice. Trying to think what we had, what slices from last night. I can't remember anything. I remember the tiger cowrie we had last night. Was that last night? I can't remember what day is what. Make drop biscuits and use jelly on that. I don't know what a drop biscuit. What is a drop biscuit? I don't know. I don't make biscuits. Scratch that. I do make biscuits as long as they're the biscuits that come in a tube. Pop, 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 and then you put them in the oven. I can make those biscuits. Anything else? Pillsbury. The Pillsbury Doughboy and we can make some biscuits, but that's about it. But yeah, anyway, so that's life here. It's been a busy day. I thought I was going to try and go to my pottery class twice this week because I missed it last week. And I ended up telling my pottery teacher, please cancel my one class this week. So I'm only going to go tomorrow. So we'll probably do the live early tomorrow because I will be going to pottery class tomorrow night. I missed it all last week. So I think I have some things that have come out of the kiln that I'm excited to see how they show up. We'll see. My pottery teacher hasn't said anything about them. Not that I'm her only concern, right? But so I'm interested to see if they came out at all. She usually doesn't say anything unless something came out really like she thinks I'm going to be really wowed by what I did. Then she'll sometimes send me something. So I don't know, but it does. I'm excited to see what will happen. She knows that I've been waiting to see how these come out, and she hasn't said anything. So it kind of makes me wonder if they didn't come out at all. She doesn't want to depress me, but we'll see. It doesn't depress me. However they come out, they come out. That's the way things work. Sanders here says, love drop biscuits. Brooks says, drop biscuits are a simpler biscuit. No folding and cutting. Just drop chunks of dough into the pan. Get a package of biscuit mix, Kimberly says, like Bisquick, and mix some water in and drop by the spoonful on a baking sheet. Huh. That could be good. That could be real good. Brooke says, I like sweet potato drop biscuits. That's fancy. So they're also more budget friendly. Yeah, I don't think to make that. We did not grow up eating biscuits generally. So biscuits aren't a thing that are like on my radar when I think of things, and I should because I like them and Andrew likes them and he will make biscuits sometimes, but it's not really a thing that we grew up eating much. Yeah, so but I'm gonna have to, because the thing of Bisquick, that's easy, right? Just never have done it before. So I like budget friendly too because that's important right now. Anyway, the bells are ringing outside. It's 8 o'clock. How is it 8 o'clock already? I don't know. I have no idea. My whole day has flown by. Brooke says, I know how to make biscuits, but that can of pre-made dough is awfully convenient. Isn't that the truth? And they're not too bad. You know, they're not, you know, they're okay. They're good. They're good enough for me. I put some butter and jelly on them and eat that biscuit right up. Or butter and butter and eat it right up. Let's see. Love biscuit dumplings, says Sandra. I've never had those either. Box of biscuit is cheaper than a tube of biscuits. I get my tube of biscuits at the dollar store, Dollar General. So I don't know how much a box of Bisquick is. But my biscuits are usually not too bad. The tube's usually not too bad. But I'm sure you can make a lot more with that box. I can see, I have white eyelashes in this eye, and so I can see them right now. I also still have my little sty or whatever it is, which does not want to go away. It doesn't hurt at all. So that's still in my eye. Who knows why? But, you know, that's life sometimes. So yeah, that has been my day. And I talked to Andrew a little bit today. I missed invoicing some people for his little pins. So I don't know if you saw, I tried to share them all over because I don't know if everyone saw, he's making these little bronze and sterling little fruit or veggie pins, and they're super dang cute. And a number of people have requested them, and I didn't want to keep sharing them in case he wasn't caught up. But I read that he told me that he is caught up at the moment with most, I think with almost all. I think one came in today or yesterday that he's still working on, but he's caught up. So if you are interested in one of those pins, they're kind of the size, a little bit bigger than a penny. They're kind of small little pins, but they're super dang cute. And he's doing all different kinds of fruits and veggies. And you can either pick some of the ones that he has pictured, or you can ask for your own fruit or veggie, and he will do it. if he can, he'll let you know if it's too complicated or something. But they're cute. They have little faces on them, and they're only $25 for bronze or $45 for sterling. And so I think I finally got everyone invoiced for them, and I got my list. I sent the list to him and said, "Is this who you have?" And he's like, "So far, that's who I have." So I think we're all caught up on that. But I shared that in the Design Challenges group today. I shared it in the D-Stash group today because the D-Stash, sometimes I feel like the people who only watch our D-Stash group get left out on things. So I shared it in there, and um, I need to reshare it on my timeline and all that, and I will do that later. I didn't want to do all the shares at once because it seems like when I do all the shares at once, Facebook, you either people see them or they don't, and usually they don't. So I'm going to share on my timeline and on allegories again, and probably in stories and all that. But they are super dang cute. So if you haven't gotten one and you'd like one, let him know. That's going to help him save some gas money heading down to North Carolina here at the end of this week. So he's going to be trucking on down to North Carolina at the end of this week. So we've got to kind of make up some money for him to be able to do that. Gas money, y'all, gas money. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. He went up there and he says, it's more than I thought it was to get up here. So it's going to be even longer to get down there. So yeah, that is, I'm trying to think. I think that's all that I've got going on at the moment. How's everyone out there? How have you all been today or this week? How's this week going for you? Yeah, a lot of you should have packages heading your way. I did a bunch more today, did a bunch yesterday. Dropped some off earlier in the day yesterday and some this morning from yesterday. I will drop today's packages off tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'm trying to get caught up. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's just now I got to keep it going. Keep it going. If you haven't gotten something in a while, it should be coming out soon. You can always send me an email and let me know. And I will do my best to push it to the front. Sometimes because we get people ordering like every day on the lives, sometimes if you just order once or twice, I think you want to hold the order and maybe you don't. So that has been something that's been coming up here recently. People have been asking, where's my stuff? And I see that they have like one thing. And sometimes I don't know that you want it shipped out quicker. And so if there's any time you're watching these lives and you would like things shipped out more quickly, I'm trying to get on a 2-week hold. I'm getting there. And that'll be a 2-week between shipments for people who order like every day. In the end, we'll see how it actually works out. It might move up a little bit as far as a little bit quicker than that. Depending on what most people want. But I'm trying to get to that point, and then that way I think it's fair for shipping, not charging shipping every single time you place an order. Because we do have people that only order like $5 at a time or $2 at a time. It might only be $2 in a night. And I feel super guilty if we were like shipping like everything, charging you shipping on every single order and sending it out like super quick. Some people might like that, but I think it would be a really kind of unfair. And I don't want to pay, now $5 in shipping on an order that's like $2. When I know I'm probably going to order something maybe at the end of the week or probably in a week, I'll order something more where there's a good chance I will. So we try to do our best to balance things. And ever since we lost Barb, our shipper, I've been behind. I've been very behind in some cases, and I feel bad about that. But it is getting there. I have fewer boxes on my shipping table. I have things getting packed up quicker. And so hopefully we're getting to a clearing where it's a nice rotation of where I want to be. Susan says, today I embraced my age and spent the afternoon at a free mixed media class at the Senior Center. I didn't quite finish my collage, so we'll do that tomorrow. Nice. That's awesome. I like that. I like people getting out and doing things. Why not, right? It's good to get out and do stuff when you can. Sometimes it's also nice to stay at home. I like to get out a little bit. Like, I'm glad I go to the cottage most days to go do shipping and stuff because I do like to get out of the house. I do have some days that I just want to just sit in with my cats and just pet on the cats all day. I don't get to do that, but there is an allure to that some days. But it is good for me to get out because my anxiety, I find, tends to be higher if I stay in most days. And I think partially that's because, I grew up with the work, work, work mentality. And I feel like if I'm not working, I'm not being, you know, good. Like somebody's going to come yell at me for not working hard enough. And so I think that's part of my anxiety if I stay home on a day. But we don't take many days. Like, I can't remember the last day Andrew or I like just kind of sat around and maybe like read all day, or just watched TV and read and did nothing around the house. That just doesn't happen. We're both kind of that mentality. And I'm trying to get out of that. Like, I don't want to go to the point where I don't do anything, but I am trying to be more gentle with myself. But I do like to get out of the house, and it does help my anxiety to get out of the house. Anyway, yeah. But I'm glad you went out and did something that's nice. Did you meet people? It's always good to meet new friends too. That's one thing. I do wish that I got out more sometimes. I'm not going to wish this too hard because I don't always wish it, but that I would get out more to places where I might actually meet people. But I'm kind of a homebody. So even if we met people, a lot of times, then you get asked out to do things, and that's where trouble starts, right? When you have to cancel the plans because you're just like, I know I said yes, but I don't really want to do this. I am like that. I'm trying to be better about that, but I am still like that in a lot of ways. Anyway, let's flip this camera around and let's take a look at some stuff today. How about that? How about it? Like I said, we've got some stuff from Harry today, which I think is really cool. We've got some really cool stuff. Hopefully y'all like it. Also got some gemstones and some maybe vintage plastic and some vintage glass and maybe some vintage metal stuff. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we get into. Let's see. Susan says, I had run into the teacher and student at a scrap exchange here. They sell used arts and crafts stuff. And as I learned of it, it was really fun. Good. I'm glad. Also said, I usually hike a lot, but it is too hot, and the park next to me may not reopen for months. I signed up to volunteer to help clean up when they were ready for volunteers. Yeah, you mentioned that on the, you can even get fined. You mentioned that on the make-along on Friday. So that's wild. Hopefully they're able to open up again soon. I do like to get out into the woods, and I keep talking about this, that I want to go out and hike. Not like hike, but like walk in the woods. Let's call it that. Let's call it what I really want to do, is walk in the woods. I don't want too much strenuous hiking, but a nice walk in the woods would be really nice. I need to really just get up extra early one morning and kind of do that. Because I'm not going to do it during the day. I just don't have the time. I'm not good at, once I'm at work, like some people can work a little bit and then take a break and then work a little bit more and then take a break, go do something and then work. I am not good at that. Like once I sit down to work, I feel like I need to work. Because I feel guilty if again, there's that guilt. I feel guilty if I do anything in between the work. Like if I go and enjoy myself a little bit. It's also probably one of the reasons I don't really eat lunch, is because once I start working, taking time off to go eat or make something, I feel like I'm slacking. So it's all that, childhood trauma. My family has mostly been like, my family are workers like that too. And my mom would often work at her desk while she was eating lunch, like she'd bring lunch to work, but she would not take the time to stop working to eat lunch. You worked through lunch. You didn't get paid for it usually, right? You took that time off, so you didn't get paid, but you worked through lunch. Actually, I think I'm trying to remember. I think we did get paid for lunch. We got a half hour, and I think we got paid for it. But anyway, you know, you still work through lunch, and so it's just I saw that growing up, and that's kind of just the mentality I had too. And so it was one of those things, like, it's hard for me to take a break. So I just like to work and work and work until I'm done working. So that's kind of why I started a specific time, kind of in the late morning, early afternoon, I start doing things. And then I work up until I'm finished with the invoicing and all that stuff that I do here for the live. And then that's kind of my day. Sometimes I do a few things in the evening. Sometimes I do a few things in the morning. But I usually start at a particular time, work all the way through. And, you know, it's usually like a 12 to 14 hour day. And then I kind of stop. And then and usually it's because I'm exhausted and I'm done for the day. But anyway, I don't even know how I got into all that, other than I don't know how I get off in these tangents. Let's flip the camera around and let's look at some stuff from Harry and other miscellaneous stuff, random stuff that we have to show you today. Remember, if you'd like to claim from this video, we will give you a lot number. I haven't come up with that yet. We'll come up with a lot number. You take down that lot number, put it in the subject line of an email, send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. info@allegorygallery.com. And please send a new email every time. You can send an email for every item you want. That's the best way to get it to actually get something. Or you can wait until the end and send an email for everything in one email. You may miss out on stuff that way, but maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to try to claim a lot, but miss out on some here and there, and know you won't have everything. Some people like to do it that way. Nancy's joining us. Hello, Nancy. Thanks for joining in. We're just getting started, so let me flip the camera around and get my lighting set up here. And let's see here. Let's flip the. Oh, that's not the camera. The switching camera button is right next to the one that takes out the camera completely. So that is why lately I've been turning off the camera completely. Let me get my light over here. There's our light. And let's see here. Where's my, there it is. I just realized I didn't have this down. Let's put this down, because the table, the brown of the table is actually a pretty good color for things, but the light reflects really heavily off of that. And sometimes it doesn't make things look right. So let's do it this way. Okay, now I'm going to take a drink. One moment. Oh, I feel like my ears need to pop. I have like this pressure in my head. It feels like my ears need to pop. I don't know why. Sometimes that happens. All right, where are my papers? Here's my paper. I need to buy new Sharpies too. That's something I need to do, because my Sharpies are wearing out. Let's see here. What can I do? Let's do RHN lots. RHN. RHN. Let's see. What do I want? I love some of these new things from Harry. They're super duper pretty. Oh good, I have bags. Thought I forgot bags. I have bags. Sorry, I'm like just like totally a little bit out of it right now. Not out of it, just trying to settle in, right? Trying to settle in. Trying to do a lot today, a lot all at once. It's been one of those days, doing a lot all at once. This is a Harry Wood ceramic pendant in this beautiful blue and yellow. And I like how it has this drip of glaze at the bottom as well. This is one of Harry's pendants that he has created. And this is, whoa, about 47.8. Was that? I'm sorry, 42.8. So 43, about 43 millimeters. And one of those available, $14, RHN 1. Let me put up my banner too to purchase from this video. I went over it a little bit ago, but now the banner's up for y'all. I'm going to raise this a little bit so that we can kind of maybe fit more up here at once. RHN2 is another pendant by Harry. Isn't that cool? It almost looks like a sea creature, but then it also looks like a gear. Either way, I think it's a really cool pendant. These are ceramic, all ceramic by Harry. And this is about 35.5 with the bell about 42.3. RHN2. And this is kind of a green and red, which is really pretty. I love those colors, kind of a rusty red. So like, and go with that, which I think it looks really pretty together. Just blanked. Rhodonite. Whew. Some days the brain works. Some days it's really hard to switch gears. Yeah, switching gears is not always the easiest thing in the world for me. I've always been one of those people, I kind of get fixated. I don't know if you're like that or not. Some people switch gears really easily. I do not. I get kind of fixated on things, and sometimes they're a little sticky in my brain. RHN3 is this beautiful vintage glass strand. It's pink with an AB finish. And this is 9.5, about 9.5 millimeters. So it's a really pretty vintage glass strand. And where's my ruler? That's a good question. There it is, where it's supposed to be. Imagine that. A ruler where it's supposed to be, a tool where it's supposed to be. This is a 7-inch strand. 7-inch strand vintage glass in pink with an AB finish. RHN 3. Oh, I just got one of these left. These were 14. I'm going to bring them down to 10. $10 for the strand. And this is vintage check And these are pentagons. Vintage check. Red pentagon beads. Pentagon tubes. And this is a really long strand. This is a 12-inch strand. And one left, only $10, RHN4. Red pentagon tube beads. RHN5 coming up. Let's see. This is a raku piece by Harry. And I'm giving you the best prices on our stuff from Harry. Usually I take it to the store then and the prices go up. It's going to be $16. This is a raku piece by Harry. It's a beautiful rainbow tree pendant. And it looks big, but it is super light because it is that raku clay, which is super light clay. But super beautiful pendant, $16, RHN5. Cameron says, wow, I love that, right? I love it too. I think my lenses. Hold on, everybody. You're going to see the microfiber cloth coming up. I think my lenses are dirty. There we go. That's better. I love that too. And this is approximately, let me just do it in inches because it is bigger. It's about 1.5 inches by 2 inches. And like I said, for as big as it is, it's pretty dang light. RHN5. Excuse me, everybody. Whew. RHN6. RHN6 for all the book lovers out there. Harry made a book pendant. Ceramic book pendant. This is $16. And how cool is that? It's like a leather-bound book. Harry Wood book pendant. I'll get the light up here so you can see. Hello, Amy. Thank you for joining in today. Welcome, welcome to the show. Have you been with us before, or are you new? I don't recognize your name. Kimberly says, wow, amazing, right? Look, it's a ceramic book pendant. It looks like you could open that book, right? It looks like you could open that book, but you can't. And this one is about 7/8 of an inch by about 1.5 inches with the bail. Amy says, newbie. Well, welcome, Amy. This is Allegory Gallery. You're with the AG Bead fam hanging out. And we are looking at some ceramic by Harry Wood, along with other miscellaneous, random, sometimes vintage beading materials that we are selling today. If you see something you like, you can claim it by sending us an email. Just take down the lot number. These are RHN lots tonight. So take down RHN4, for example, if you like this. This is vintage check glass. Send that to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. All claims must be through an email. And we'll invoice at the end of the show. Everything is first come, first serve. RHN5. Most of these things we've only got one of. All of these so far we've only got one of. All right. And let me see here. If you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. We're happy to help. Let's see here. I didn't check my junk today because I haven't been on email much, but it looks like we're good there. And we're still good to go. All right. So far, all of these are still available. I'm surprised. This is a lot of nice stuff by Harry. RHN7. I thought for sure this one or this one would be gone by now. I mean, they even look good together, right? What are you doing? I don't know. What's happening? Let's try this one. Let's try this one. Kimberly says, welcome, Amy. Yeah, we like newbies here. We like new people to hang out with us and get to know everybody. We do a lot of chatting and a lot of talking. I usually call out a lot of the comments because we like people to kind of get to know each other. And you never know where you might make friends. This is a person in the moon. Beautiful pendant. Very beautiful deep blue and green color. I like this blue and green color Harry's got going on here with a lot of these. And even this blue here. Beautiful. And you can kind of see the eye in here. I love this kind of drippy glaze that's happening on this too. Susan says, be careful, Amy. Being here is addictive. We try to be friendly and nice and want people to support us and make things, right? Making things, putting things out in the world for people to make stuff. That's the important part of it all, right? Keeping us in business, that helps too. You know, we are a small business, only a 2-person business, and we do our best to stay in business. So if you'd like to help us out with that, please by all means. I'm going to price this at $10 only. This is a vintage strand of copper spacers, RHN8, beautiful copper spacers. These are about 3.3 millimeters, and this strand is about an 8-inch strand, a little over an 8-inch strand. $10, vintage copper faceted spacer beads. I mean, they don't have to be spacers. They're beautiful. They can just be beads, right? We have a tendency to call any little metal bead a spacer, but why? Why does it have to be put a spacer between these? Use something else. Make these the main element. Why not? They don't have to be spacers, right? Here we go. RHN8, $10. Let's see. Digging through my stash a little bit. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Only $12 on this. RHN9 is this beautiful shell, abalone shell pendant. Beautiful colors in that. It is drilled right at the top up there to use a jump ring. Beautiful large shell pendant, and that's 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. RHN9. RHN10. Oh, I love this. We had some Indonesian glass, and I love this particular strand. These we usually sell for $14 to $16. I'm going to do them for $12 for you all tonight. These are Indonesian glass. They're made to look like the old African, like the stuff that we have in the D-Stash group. Not this one so much particularly, but the next one I'll show you. And I have that strand. I can show you what they're supposed to look like, or what they're going for. But this is a beautiful green color. I love those colors. And I could think like this would be so pretty together. We're not playing mix and match tonight, but RHN2 and RHN10 together, that would be quite an awesome combination, I think, because there's some of that red in these beads. And look how well that would go together. I mean, maybe throw in some copper spacers, and that would be pretty nice. Pretty nice. Just some ideas. That's what I would do. And these strands are long. These are 24-inch strands. I've only got the one of these, and that's RHN 10, $12. And those beads are about 5.5 millimeters. About 5.5 millimeters. And they're all different kinds of widths, or lengths, I should say, lengths. All right, so let me start putting some of this away to make more room on the beading mat here. One more look. RHN1, Hairy Wood Ceramic, handmade ceramic pieces, $14 for that one. If you're interested, everything is still available. Nothing has sold yet. Wow, that's odd. That's very odd. Unless I'm not getting emails, which we've had some email issues lately. So if you're sending something and I haven't gotten it, let me know. I'm trying to figure out the issue. That's RHN2. It's just weird that nothing has sold yet. Usually by now we have a cell or two at least. RHN3 is the vintage glass with that AB finish, $5 only. RHN4 are the vintage check glass hexagon tubes. I don't think I did the size on those for you all. Those are 8 millimeters by 12. 8 by 12. Let's see here, where I just dropped a bag. There it is. And RHN5, this gorgeous pendant by Harry. In Raku, that's done in the Raku. RHN5, $16. Turn on my air conditioner because it's getting warm in here. All right, I'll leave these ones up. Move them up. Maybe. RHN11. And this is another one of those Indonesian glass strands. This is in this blue, beautiful blue glass. And this one was like made to look like these, which are very old African glass. This strand, I forget what we have it in the D stash, 110 or something like that. Whereas this strand is $12. But that's what they make them to look like. And these beads are about 6.5 millimeters. And again, that is a 24-inch strand. RHN 11. RHN 12. This is one of Harry's eggs. Ceramic egg by Harry, $16, RHN 12. Beautiful color on that. It's got a very coppery glaze on it. And it does stand like that. RHN 12. And it is about 2 inches by about 2 3/4 inches. Decoration, RHN 12. RHN 13 is this tiny little bowl by Harry. Ceramic bowl, RHN 13. $18. And this bowl is approximately 3 inches with a depth overall of about 3/4 of an inch. RHN 13. RHN 14 is another bowl. This time three legged bowl with this beautiful green combination. RHN 14, $22. And this one, whoa! This one is 3 inches by overall about an inch. 3 inches by 1 inch. RHN 14. All right, let's start putting some of these other ones away and move the other line up. We have the book pendant, RHN 6. That was $16. We have RHN 7. $14. RHN 8. For $10. RHN 9 is the shell for 12. Shell pendant. And RHN 10 is the Indonesian glass for $12. And let's move these up. Let's maybe do it this way. Maybe? I don't know. Better? All right. RHN 15. These were 14. We'll do them for 10. And I do have, whoa, multiples. That strand fell apart. 1, 2 strands that are fully together. I have 2 that fell apart, so we're going to stay with 2. These are sponge coral rounds. There are 2 of these available. RHN 15. Vintage sponge coral rounds. Beautiful color. And those strands are 16-inch strands. And they are 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters, RHN 15. This is RHN 16, and it is a vintage check glass strand. Vintage check glass, star-shaped tubes. RHN 16, and these are approximately, let's say 9 millimeter at the widest by about 10. RHN 16. 1 strand available. And next up, we have RHN 17, another one of Harry's pendants. This is the cat pendant. RHN 17, $14. Cute little kitty. Little sitting kitty. And this is kind of a blue-gray with a red, or with a rust color on it. And it is approximately 39 by 27.5. RHN 17. Cute little kitty pendant. Let's see. Back here. All right, these are some little decorations of Harry's. RHN 18 is this cute little bird, $12. These are, like I said, they're decorations, but they are super cute. What do y'all think of those? Look at all the colors on that. Super charming. RHN 18, $12. RHN 18. All right, let me move some of these off the table. RHN 11 is the Indonesian glass. Susan says, I love that bird. Isn't he cute? He's super duper cute. RHN 12, I needed a big bag for this, is the egg. RHN 12. And these are all these things tonight from Harry we've never shown before, so they're all new. Also need a big bag for this one. RHN 13. $18 for the little bowl. And RHN 14 is this little bowl. $22 for that one. A little more intricate. And we'll move this up. This is RHN 15. That's the sponge coral rounds. RHN 16 is the glass, vintage Czech glass star tubes. RHN 17 is the cat pendant. And RHN 18 is the little bird. RHN 19 come on. I have two of these, and they are only $5 each. RHN 19, and these are a dyed coconut shell bead. These are from the vintage collection, and these ones are approximately 20 millimeters by about 3.5. $5 each, two of them available in this color, and I have more colors that I'm going to show you. Dyed coconut shell beads, vintage. RHN 20. I have this kind of deep green color, kind of like a mossy green. There's a little, almost a hint of blue in there. RHN 20, $5 per strand. We've got two of these strands available as well. Same size as the last one. This is RHN 21, same size in a brighter green. RHN 21. Love, love, love these. Great little disc beads, center drilled little discs. Super lightweight, great for earrings. Stackers, make little stacker earrings. And I have 3 of this one available. in the kind of yellow natural kind of color. Of course, it's not the natural color of it, right? But it looks like a natural color. Coconut, super lightweight. RHN 22. RHN 23. Is the black. Super lightweight. RHN 23. All right, let's move these. Move the sponge coral off. That's RHN 15, $10 each, 2 of them available. RHN 16, $6, 1 of these available. RHN 17 is the Cat by Harry, $14. RHN 18 is the little bird, cute little bird, $12. And let's see here, let's move 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23 up here. RHN 24. Got 1 more of these. And it is $5. I've got 2 of them. It's a smaller size. Are these disc beads? These are about 14.5 millimeters by 3. And these are the center drill discs in the coconut shell, the dyed coconut shell. RHN 24. Alright. RHN 25. Let's see, what did I do with that one? Let's do that the same. That's 14. RHN 25 is this pendant by Harry. Love this design. Again, this kind of dripping glaze. I love that. You know, I love the drippy glaze like I do on my own pots and pottery. And I love, love, love it on this. I love that pattern too. Everybody's quiet tonight. What y'all doing? Y'all okay out there? Is there anything else y'all are looking for? I can switch it up because we've not sold anything. Nobody wants anything tonight. Maybe I picked poorly tonight for my random night. I apparently picked very poorly tonight. RHN 26. And Sherry did a few of these. These are super cute little houses. They are not beads, but they're cute little houses. And I'm going to do them for 10. Cute little decorations. RHN 26, $10. RHN 27. $10. This cute little house. Ceramic by Harry Wood. RHN 28 is this one. My screen went yellow. Must be 9 o'clock. Super cute. Oh, I can't see it because I'm in the comments. Let me start putting some stuff away. What are y'all doing out there? What's going on? How's everybody? RHN 20 is this color. Just a real quick review. Two. $23 is the black. RHN 29 is the beautiful coated vintage labradorite strand. Got one of these available, was 18, bringing it down to 14 for you all. Beautiful labradorite, short strand. It's about 7 inches. And these are 7.5 millimeter faceted rondelles. Really beautiful color, good flash, and that extra juicy coating. Kimberly says super pretty, aren't they? Lots of great flash on that. RHN 29, one strand available. Next up, we have one strand of microfaceted Peruvian opal. Beautiful strand, microfaceted Peruvian opal rondelles. And these are approximately 3.5 millimeters. And that is a 12-inch strand. 12-inch strand, Peruvian opal, oops, microfaceted rondelles. RHN31. These are 6 each, 2 of them available. These are from our friend Ava. These are vintage German glass, opalescent leaves. And these are about 11.5 by 8 millimeters. 2 strands available, $6 each. Super beautiful vintage German glass leaves. Let's see, these were 28. I'm going to bring them down to 24. These are vintage dyed chalcedony nuggets. RHN 32. Vintage dyed chalcedony nuggets. And these are approximately, I'll just measure one, about 16.5 by 23 millimeters. One strand available. These pretty pinks, blues, and kind of the natural color. RHN 32. And I found these. I remember these were on Kimberly's unboxing video. If you didn't check out her unboxing video or join her YouTube channel, check out My Beaded Bliss over on YouTube. And she did an unboxing of some of her latest things from us. And she's done a few other videos over there of some unboxings. And they're really good. So if you haven't checked them out, please go visit her, My Beaded Bliss, over on YouTube. These were one of the things she had in her package. And these are these vintage plastic turtles. And these are $10 for the strand. And this strand, I'm trying to line it up here, is about an 8-inch strand. Approximately an 8-inch strand. One strand available. All right, let me put some of this away. And Kimberly said, I also got some comments about those turtles from someone that wanted some. Send them our way, Kimberly. Send them our way. We've got one strand left. We'll buy them, mark them up, and then send them off. Yeah, those are vintage, and I don't know where we got those. He says, "Oh, I did, I promise." Good, thank you. We appreciate that. We appreciate all the shares, all the likes, all the love on social media. It all helps. It all helps. This little house, RHN 26. RHN 27. RHN 28 is the little greenhouse. Greenhouse. It's a greenhouse. RHN 29 up here. 30 up here. 31, 32, and 33. And we need to cut another quick sheet of paper. So I'm just about out. I'm not going to make it through to 40. So what do y'all got going on in your lives? What's happening for you today? Not too many people told me what they did today. Susan did. Susan had a good time out. My day was, I told you most of my day, pretty much the same as every day. I did get some mowing done, which was nice. Got outside with the cats a little bit, which was nice. I actually talked to Andrew. Well, I texted with Andrew. I've barely been talking to him since he's been away because his internet is shaky up there, and he's had such full days. He's not really been able to get away to talk much, and he's been exhausted. Boy, if I could write. I can't write and talk at the same time. Kimberly says, I worked and went to the doc for a med check, and now I am relaxing. Nice. Relaxing is good. I would like to do a little bit of that, but not this week, not next week, not maybe when Andrew gets back, I will be a little less stressed out. I'm trying to find something good for y'all. I got lots of good stuff. I just don't know what y'all might want. This is 14. This is a vintage crystal strand. I love the cut on this. It's kind of a little wonky of a cut, and I love it. It's slightly purple. It's a vintage crystal strand, $14. And these are about 5.5 to 6 millimeters. Hopefully all was good on the med check at the doc, I hope. RHN 34. Oh yes, everything is great. Oh good. Good. These large, beautiful amethysts. These were $6 each. I will do them for $4 each today. 2 of them available. Beautiful large amethyst. This one, for example, is 22 by about 25 millimeters. RHN 35. 2 of them available. I keep wanting to write RFN because that was back in the car parts place, the British car parts, RFN was Roadster Factory Novelty. And so now I'm trying to do RHN, and RFN keeps, I don't know how many papers I've written RF and then realize that's not right. It's just habit. They used to do like novelty, like license plates and T-shirts, and when I was on phone sales and stuff, I got very used to RFN, RFN, RFN. All right, this is a check glass strand. RFN 36 was $5, is now $4. This is 10 millimeter by 14 millimeters. RFN 36. One strand available. It is about a 16-inch strand, 5 3/4 inches. This is RHN 29. I'm going to put that one away. That was $14. RHN 30. Whoa, that bag went sailing across the room. Is the Peruvian Opal microfaceted rounds. RHN 30, $15. RHN 31 is the opalescent vintage German glass leaves. 2 of those strands available for $6 each from our friend Ava. RFN 32 is the large dyed chalcedony, vintage dyed chalcedony nuggets. Some of y'all like those large beads, I know. And it's just did it again. RHN 32, $24. RHN 33 are the turtles, $10 per strand, just one strand. Boy, I put 2 on there. There's not 2. There's just 1. Why did I write a 2 on there? Just 1. Just 1. RHN 33. $34, $35, $36. RHN 37. I like these. $6. Natalie's here, just sent an email for the turtles. Let me see. I haven't gotten anything yet. Let me check my junk too. This computer is, oh, there they are in the spam. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Somebody else just tried to claim the turtles too. Sorry, the turtles are now sold. Let's see. We only have the one set of turtles, Natalie asked. And just make sure you also send us your shipping address in an email too. Thank you, we appreciate it. RHN 37 are these check glass beads. Beautiful check glass drops. And Natalie, also let me know if you'd like to hold things for more lives or if you want me to ship them out right away to you. Let me know. That helps me to gauge for you so that I know if you want them right away or if you want me to hold things, like a lot of our people hold stuff for a few different lives. I'm starting to make different kinds of piles for everybody, different boxes for different hold times, things going out quicker, depending on what people want. These are carved bone moons. Carved bone moons. They are little pendants. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the black and 2 of the white. And they were $10, but I'll do them for $8 for y'all tonight. RHN 38. RHN 39. Let's see what we have here. And these moons, they're a little bit different because they're all carved bone, all different ones, but they are 16 millimeters approximately by 10 and a half, we'll say. 16 by 10 and a half. These were 15. We've been doing them at 12 lately, so we'll do them at 12. There are 4 strands available. RHN 39. And these are quartz, rutilated and tourmalinated mix of microfaceted quartz rounds. You can see some of them have tourmalination, some of them have rutilation, some of them are just a quartz. Most of them have something. And they are about 2.5 millimeters. We've sold one of the 38s. Thank you so much. And the last lot tonight, RHN 40. Let's see what I've got. Oh, what is interesting? What is interesting? What might people like? A bunch of stuff I picked today, but this is cute. This is a group of little cute little beads. I'm going to do it for $5 only. There's some little lampwork glass in there. These are Ugandan paper, the tiny Ugandan paper beads. This is the smaller size of these. And then you get this little mushroom, lampwork glass mushroom bead. Amanita, the little Amanita mushroom. Those are real popular right now, aren't they? And then these are vintage Chinese ceramic beads. They're really pretty. And then a vintage glass, and another vintage Czech glass. So you get all of that, $5, RHN 40. And that, my friends, is the show for tonight. I hope you're all doing well out there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for all of your support and watching and sharing and letting your friends know. We super duper appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email to info@allegorygallery.com. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great night. I will be going earlier for the live tomorrow, probably around 3, since I have my pottery class tomorrow night. And I don't want to start too late tomorrow, so we'll do a live around 3 tomorrow, probably from the cottage. All right. Thank you so much. Have an amazing night, everybody. Bye now.